If the thought of earning a business management degree has crossed your mind, today's video is just for you because we're going to talk about number one, are business management degrees worth it? Number two, can they be hacked and accelerated and earned in months instead of years? So let's walk through the pros and cons of business management degrees and figure out if they're even worth it for your career. Now, the first pro in my mind, this is my opinion, of course, but I think business management degrees are the very easiest degrees to accelerate. If you follow my channel at all, you know I earned a bachelor's degree in 9 months flat by using a method I call degree hacking. Business management degrees, in my opinion, are the very easiest degrees to hack. You might have some people argue and say, oh, like liberal studies degrees, you can transfer tons of your past earned credits in and they'll count towards liberal studies. That doesn't really count in my mind because all that work from those past credits does count, right? So I'm talking if you're starting from zero and you just want to hack, the easiest degree, business management would be my choice. The reason being, business is one of those subjects that kind of comes naturally to us because we're around businesses all the time. You'll take classes like business ethics, where it's literally like, in this situation, what's the most ethical way to handle the problem, A, B, C, or D? And it's pretty easy. Some of the exams are pretty easy. Now, obviously, degree hacking takes effort. You have to put in study, but I've seen these degrees earned in as little as 3 months. Most people that work with me personally will shoot for anywhere between 6 and 12 months, but I've seen 3 to 18 months for people who are trying to hack college and accelerate. The next thing I love about business management degrees is that management gives you a huge variety of career options to choose from. Think about it. Business management, how many businesses are there in this country and what niches are those businesses in? There are businesses in healthcare. There are businesses in beauty. There are businesses in tech. There are businesses in all sorts of career fields. So you can take a management degree and work a huge variety of different jobs. So it's easier to find a job that you enjoy more. You're less likely to get stuck in something that you hate without being able to move. That's one thing I love about business management degrees. The next thing I want to talk about, it's fairly similar, but since it's a broad degree and opens a whole bunch of different doors, career changes tend to be easier. Let's say you got an accounting degree. That's a very specific degree. If you want to change careers, it's kind of hard to get into different industries outside of like, hey, let me do accounting for this beauty business versus let me do accounting for this sports business. You're still kind of doing the same thing, so your role doesn't change very much. With a business management degree, you can career change at any time and you can pivot and end up in completely different roles and have really different experiences along the way. That variety gives you the opportunity to pivot in your career a little bit easier. Now, let's talk about 3 things that I hate about business management. And when I say hate, this isn't the end of the world. There are things I love and hate about every degree, so don't feel like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. One thing I don't love is that business management degrees, it's one of the most common degrees earned. So when you're applying for a job and you've got 100 other people applying for the same job with the same degree, you don't stand out as much because it's a really common degree. Having said that, this problem can be countered by gaining further skills and separating yourself from normal people. If you get certifications or you specialize in certain areas, or if you have career experience doing something and then add the degree on top of it, that can help you separate yourself and be a little bit different than the rest of the crowd with the same exact degree. Now, you got to weigh out the pros and cons. Degrees that give you variety are usually more common degrees. So you're kind of stuck between deciding whether you want variety or whether you want maybe an easier path to a very niche career. The next one I want to talk about is that niche degrees, it's kind of goes along these same lines. Niche degrees can get you niche jobs. If you get an accounting degree, it's not super difficult to get a job in accounting. So having that variety or having that broad job makes it harder to really shoe yourself in and look like the perfect candidate for very, very specific jobs. Now, what do you want? Do you want variety, or do you want the security of being able to just like, oh man, accounting's in really huge demand right now. If I have an accounting degree, I'm going to be accountant forever. But I've seen people earn really niche degrees, start those jobs, and then hate them, and then they don't use their degrees and they go do other things. I've seen accountants become plumbers. I've seen accountants do a whole variety of different things. And of course, I'm using accounting as an example, but what if it's marketing? What if it's finance? And you end up in one of those jobs and you don't like it. It's harder to pivot with those niche degrees. So maybe easier to get your foot in the door with certain positions, but harder to pivot. The last thing I hate is that the average salary for a business management degree is lower than other types of business degrees. For example, a business degree specializing in finance, you might be able to get a higher salary. Accounting, marketing, there are a variety of other degrees that can get you that higher average salary, but this doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. When we talk about average salary, we're talking average salary for people with this particular degree. Since it's a broad degree, you're going to find a lot of people with business management degrees that don't actually have management positions. So if you're talking about comparing everyone with a business management degree and their salaries, it's not really the honest comparison or an honest answer for what average salary is like. If you actually get a management job, your average salary jumps way up to $95,000 a year or more because it's an actual management job. So the question is, what are you going to do with the business management degree? Are you going to use it to get management positions, or are you just going to go get some random job with it? And that can have a big effect on the average salary, whether it's between 60 and 80 grand or 100 plus grand. So if you get a business management degree, I highly recommend trying to get management positions in whatever industry you want to work in. Now, these are my pros and cons about business management degrees. This video, not enough to make a firm decision. You should deep dive, go do more research, compare other degrees, and figure out what you want to do for your career before you choose your major. Now, if you want to accelerate a college degree, like I said, business management degrees, in my opinion, are the easiest, fastest degrees to accelerate. If that's something you're interested in, I'm going to leave a link to another video in the description called my degree hacking tutorial, where I walk through the 3-step process that allowed me to earn a bachelor's degree in 9 months. Go ahead and watch that if you'd like. If you're on your smartphone, just tap the video title with your thumb and it'll pop up in the description. You'll see the link there. I hope you have a wonderful day. Subscribe to the channel if you like content like this and getting college degrees faster, and I'll talk to you in the next video.